G'day everyone, welcome back to the Barefoot Captain's log. This is day 19. Amazing day, really cool things today. Let me get to that, but first, as always, we love you Patreon members, love hearing from you. Thank you so much for your support. It's helping us hugely out here. You can see all the images from our trip that only Patreon members get to see, and also special diary entries just like this one from the rest of my crew. You only get those if you're a Patreon member. I went through some of the drone vision from yesterday and looked at some of the imagery and also the satellite images and just cross-referenced and tried to find things of interest. Now, back in 2017, a group came here from Silent World and the Australian National Maritime Museum, and they did a really extensive search with magnetometers and a whole lot of really awesome equipment I just can't afford. But there's some sections of the reef they haven't explored, and that's what I've been concentrating on.
So just Paul, Dean and I went to go and have a look with a dinghy to look over some of the spots he found on the drone.
And we got out there and started walking around. Took us probably half an hour, 45 minutes of exploring. We cruised over on the boat first and then explored around, and sure enough, as I kept walking, I saw something dark in the distance. Got closer, big mound of chain.
That was quite visible on the drone footage that there was something there, but what no one knew, and yeah, possibly no one ever's been there.
Over here! Big mound of chain! Whole lot of kind of small stud link chain, not really big, but a huge mound of it running along the reef. So we were checking that out. Paul and Silke were with me. We were looking at all that. Oddly enough, there was a little bits of glass embedded in that chain.
There's this 200-year-old chain, and there's the bottom of a wine glass stuck to it. Like it's inside of how it rusted.
These glasses had broken up and come to rest inside the chain, which was pretty cool, and not sure whether they were cargo, personal effects, the captain's glassware. There's really not much way to know at the moment, but it could be a clue that will help us identify this wreck.
That was really interesting. That got my brain running. There's so many ideas of what it could be, and as we explored wider and wider and we were moving further and further, I went sort of downwind a bit in towards the lagoon, and not even 60-70 meters away there's an anchor. There's a big anchor over here too!
Oh yeah.
How cool's this, Paul?
This is awesome. A beautiful little anchor, not so little, but you know, little as far as these big ship anchors go. So yeah, we had a good look at that.
Prettiest anchors I've seen. It's kind of like half size. Well, this anchor is amazing. It's smaller than the other anchors. It's laying flat, it's got an iron stock that's broken off and a ring at the end. And it's quite rounded. Now that's odd. For the flukes to be rounded means it's later. For it to be smaller means it's a smaller ship. But to have a round ring at the end of the anchor means it was more likely to be a much earlier ship, and then there was a smaller stud link chain. So there's kind of some odd differences here. I'm not an archaeological expert, a marine archaeologist, so I'm going to sit down tonight, I'm going to do some more research, try and figure out what shipwreck this could be. There doesn't seem to be any documentation of that anchor, so it looks like we are the first to find this wreck, which is super exciting. This is really cool, but there's a really important next step. We have to identify it. Now, I wasted no time. This is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, you know what, if we can get out and around to the seaward side, maybe I can jump in the water and find some more evidence of this shipwreck. So Paul, Guy and I headed out around the corner in our little dinghy, and it was rough. 2 meter swell, lots of seas, very wet. Try and weave in between these waves a little bit. I think Silka or Francisco would have been thrown up by now. Running into big waves. Oh, big one. And it was, you know, very borderline. It was very close to being too dangerous for us to be out there. And it was just such slow going that there was a point there, we're half a mile from the location, but it was so rough and so dangerous that I was completely torn. But you know, the safety of me and my crew is paramount, and what use is it to find this amazing shipwreck and not survive to tell anyone about it? I have to find a different way to identify this wreck, and I'm still not letting go of the possibility of getting out there. Oh, I really want to find out. I desperately want to find out. So look, watch this space. Come back tomorrow, come back the next day. I'm gonna keep trying to find out what this ship could be. I still want to get over through those breakers. I still want to try and get out there and find some more clues. I will find what this shipwreck is, and this could be the biggest find of our trip. Hope you've been enjoying these Barefoot Captain logs. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Take care.